From a meeting at the office to a big first date, there's a lot of pressure to wear the right clothes for every event. But clothes don't make the man. So why stuff your closet with things that only work for some situations? With Mack Weldon, you can build a wardrobe that looks polished in any setting. Their clothing is understated and tells the world that you stay you wherever you go. They craft each piece by combining timeless style and modern performance materials, so you can stay looking good and feeling comfortable from morning to evening. No wardrobe changes required. Browse everything from summer-ready tech linen shorts and anti-odor polos to tailored sweats and crews for a night in. They can outfit you for anything, no matter what's on your agenda for the day. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 25% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code MACK25. That's MackWeldon.com. Promo code MACK25.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. The world of fast fashion has complicated clothing production by outsourcing around the world to whoever can sew them the cheapest. And now you, the consumer, are paying the price with rising costs. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. So when you buy from American Giant, you're taking a stand for hardworking people, local communities, and quality clothes. American Giant directly supports American manufacturers and ensures you aren't footing that tariff bill. Support American-made, tariff-free clothing with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit ActiveDay.com to apply.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Belle Vex.
Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. And thank you to hello to all the listeners. I'm not going to thank you yet.
Definitely. So I always like to go to the beginning. I always say that the beginning kind of charts our trajectory and kind of like where we're going in life, when we're kids, our little habits that we pick up along the way kind of follow us when we're adults.
We're going that far back.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about your childhood and, how did you kind of find your way into doing the things that you're doing now? That journey.
That is such a vague question in my life. My childhood. Okay, so how far back do you want me to start? Let's start there.
Just, when you got to the point where you're like, I think I want to just what was your childhood like? Were you adventurous? And then kind of how did you make your transition into doing the things you do for a career? Were you always interested in it? That kind of thing, and how did you discover it?
Okay, so we got to start at the beginning.
Yes.
I was forced into music. I was thrown into it. I was always, for a long time, I was the baby child, right? I was the baby child. Then I had younger brothers who were born and they're twins. So that made me the middle child, while not being the middle child at the same time. So I'm sure you can imagine the middle child syndrome.
Yeah.
And then all five of us were thrown into music at about my third grade. I had to play the cello. Now it was cool. I was young. I enjoyed it because I was doing it, but it came with a lot of I guess you'd say rehearsals. a lot of private practice, a lot of private performances into actual orchestra performances, you know, second chair performances, things like that. And by the time I reached high school, I was done with it. So I threw that away.
Hmm.
It's important to say that, I guess, in the story of my childhood, because my childhood wasn't really that great. So it's kind of a shock that I am the man I am now, because for all intent and purposes, I should have been someone else with how I grew up. The household was, there was a lot of domestic violence,
Hmm.
a lot of discourse, a lot of competition between my siblings and I. And it was dysfunctional. I didn't know it was dysfunctional. I just thought it was normal.
Hmm.
But then you grow up and you realize, like, hey, that's not a normal family.
Right. Right.
You have conversations with people and they're like, oh, I did this when I was young. My dad took me to do this. My mom would do this. And they would always tell me this. And I'm like, I grew up without a dad and my mom was always working. And there was a stranger man in the house telling me he's my new dad. And it's like, I have to sort of fight to survive here. And it was just a very hypervigilant situation. That was my childhood. So again, by the time I was in high school, I was done with the cello, and I picked up other instruments, but I just kind of messed around with them. Never took it serious.
You didn't take it seriously. What was there something that you watched? I mean, for myself, I went for it. For me, I think the seed was planted when I went to the library one summer when I was like 15, 16, and I rented the Alfred Hitchcock Presents, series. So yeah, that was when I discovered like, oh, I want to do this. I want to be a cinematographer. I want to make movies. Like that's when it was like, aha.
See, that's the thing. That was your muse, right? That was your passion.
Yeah.
That's what triggered. I wanted to be an actor.
Ah.
That was my passion. I was all about it. I remember I went to the library when I was very, very young, and the first thing I saw was like this book on how cameras were made. That's when I discovered the camera, and I was like, I want to be in movies. I've always wanted to act, but here I am doing orchestra, and that's the path I'm put on in this household. But I'm like, I want to act. But I wasn't able to really do anything, and then I got to the, like, it kind of got to the point where I went to college, and I love saying this, I'm a 3-time dropout, but I have 2 degrees, which is fun to say. Yeah, because I went to college the first time and I was like, this is boring. So I started skipping school and dropped out. And then I was like, no, you have to go to college. All right. So I went back and this was boring. I didn't go to class. I dropped out. And then I was sort of, it was like, ah, well, if you're just going to drop out, that's fine. But then, like, my mother was going through her own thing and a new man comes to the house, right?
Mm.
And it gets even more violent. Now, this man is, he, I don't want to badmouth him too much, since I always badmouth him, but I'm sure you can imagine what the situation's like with another violent man in the household.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was sort of like, I have to get out of here after one big like situation. I was like, I have to leave, and I kind of just went to college in Boston, where I would be for a while. And I went for acoustical engineering and digital film and video.
Nice.
So I actually pursued, because my first college was for art, like actual drawing art. I went back to that college for computer science. But this one was the one I was like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this because I know how to play music. Let's go ahead and learn how to record it. Let's learn
Right.
about the science behind it. So in the same vein that your passion point into film, directing, and all of that, mine was just getting the hell out of Dodge.
I get it. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Do do you think you're in your purpose right now? Doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? Or have you
No,
found your purpose?
no.
Hmm.
I think it's weird. Can we circle back to that question?
Yeah. No
Because
worries.
I'm gonna tell this next part of the story just because I want you to know this, and then we'll talk about the purpose.
Mm.
So let's skip a lot of the college years. I did very well. 2.5, not even 2.5 years. It was like I went in summer of 2008. I left 2010 with 2 degrees. I was pursuing a third, but I was like, no, I'm going to California to become an actor. That was it. I was going to pursue my passion in what I thought was my purpose.
Hmm.
Then I go out there. I book a commercial for McDonald's here. in Boston. I fly back out, and then on the way home on the highway, I'm involved in a really serious car accident. Going 85, car spins off the highway, slams into a tree.
Oh, wow.
So
Jeez.
now I'm injured and I can't make the commercial.
Hmm.
Devastated.
Yeah.
But all hope wasn't lost yet because it was like, I will recover. But 30 days later, I get into another accident.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was passenger in both of them. So now I'm just devastated. I'm self-medicating. I'm just really down. And there's nothing but happy music on the radio. I'm skipping a bunch of stuff here just so we can.
Oh yeah, take your time.
I'm hitting all the important stuff though. So nothing but happy music on the radio. I hated it. I started writing lyrics almost like somebody would write poems, but they weren't poems because lyrics. They're lyrics. They're meant to be songs. Then the doctors are upping the pills because of the pain. I'm starting to move again. I'm just partying, and then things are not better in the household. I'm dealing with the same people I left. Now I'm back here. It's terrible. Eventually, we get to a point with an unsupportive family that I end up attempting to kill myself.
Oh, wow.
Down a bunch of pills. I had a wild night, but I survived it.
Wow.
That's when the next day I was like, screw that, never again. If I die, the world still spins, so I might as well stay alive. What's the point? Then I went back into music, and I used the music to give myself a purpose. And that music then became this train that kept running and running and running to now. Even now, it's still running. And so, do I view it as my purpose? I wouldn't necessarily say that it's my purpose, but I will say that it is a part of me, and it's something that I cannot detach from me. It's not something that I can just put down and be like, okay, well, I'm done with that now, because it's always there. It's how I express myself. It's how I express like my distaste and the irony of the world. It's how I cope with the world, because the world is the world.
Yes.
But what I feel my purpose is almost exactly like what you said. It's acting. It's bringing messages to life in a way that, can attract more than just music listeners, in a way that the entertainment isn't just flooded with people who make comedy music and things like that. It's in a way where it can be visual and, exciting, and at the same time emotional and moving. And it can still, if it doesn't teach you something directly, it can still bring awareness to something that you might have not noticed subconsciously. So when we go back to the question, do I feel like I'm living my purpose? No. Every time I do a music video, I feel like I'm dipping into that purpose and I'm bringing out most of it. But right now, just making the songs and putting them out, it needs to have that visual aspect. I need to be in that realm to deliver and feel that purpose. That's my answer.
I love that. That's great. It's interesting. I always ask that question because I always find it like, I was talking to a friend over coffee recently. We were talking about how it feels like we're in the matrix and everyone's just plugged in. Like, you know what I mean? And then like we all have the capacity, or we have the Neo factor. We're just not unplugged yet.
Right?
So
We're all the one.
yes, exactly. So yeah, great answer. Like I really love asking that question because it's just interesting to me. Like I find it fascinating. Where
Well,
everyone,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, I'm done. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I was just saying, I love that you're so into like the directing and that, because it's like me too. So it's like that instant connection almost. It's like I appreciate it and I semi understand it. I'm like, yes, I I feel the same for the value. I'm like, absolutely.
For sure, for sure. I love that. I love that. Do you have a, what was your favorite, well, like, do you have a certain genre that you prefer over the other? Is there a genre of film that you're like, yes, anytime you're in the mood for?
Anytime, I will say my favorite are the detective
Ooh,
conspiracy ones. Those are my favorite. I love a good detective show. And if it has horror elements in it, it's even
yes,
better.
me too.
Yes.
Nice sci-fi, like a psychological detective,
Yes.
like Prisoners or oh, there's just so many good ones. So many good
It's
ones.
just, you have to be able to figure it out for me. if it's something where you can watch the movie and there's no clues or anything and nothing able for the viewer to pick up on so that you can solve it before and get that payoff. Yes, I was right. I don't think it's a very good movie if the clues are hidden. I'm not going to say it's a...
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day home care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched online? It's Data Brokers. They collect your personal info, your browsing habits, where you live, and who you're related to, and then sell it to the highest bidder. Aura helps stop that. Aura automatically removes your personal info from data broker sites and keeps it off. It also monitors the dark web, protects your devices, alerts you to real-time threats, and more. Start your free trial at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen for your free trial.
It's not a very good movie. I'm just going to say it's less of my type of suspenseful one.
Gotcha.
But for example, the show True Detective.
That's a great one. Fantastic.
Season 1.
Amazing.
Loved it. I think I binged the whole thing one night when I was told about it.
It's
so good. Yep.
I mean, cinematography was just at its finest. Acting was just incredible. Story it was. They really hit it. I love the scene with just the continuation scene was just insane. I think it happens to be one of my favorite scenes in cinema history. Like to
really
do
good.
all those and McConaughey, Matthew's just doing his thing. It was just, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's really good.
But about you, let's talk about, music. Do you have a piece or anything that you've done that kind of stands out? And it, what's your favorite piece that you've produced and worked on, and why, and how did it make you kind of grow as an artist?
I love this question because every time someone asks me it, I think about it more and more. My answer doesn't necessarily change, but it gets more involved. There's a couple of pieces. I have a song called Us, and I worked really hard on that song, but the timing wasn't right for it. The mix wasn't so great. Everything just kind of didn't work out. And it's one of those unheard songs that people really didn't hear much. It's there, but even I don't think it's worth listening to with the mix that it has, the master. So I've always thought about redoing it, but that's not my favorite. It's just one that I've grown from it because I really had to challenge myself from a songwriting perspective to write something in a way that I don't normally write.
Right.
To challenge my writing style, switch it up, and to challenge sort of what was popular at the time. Alas, it's not the greatest, but it's out there. And it's one of my favorites. I'd say it's number 3 on the list. Why
is it your favorite? Just curious.
Because there's two better ones. That's why. I have a song called Gurney, which is one of the very, very first ones I've written over a decade ago. And that's the one that started everything. To this day, it holds so much relatability. Every time I go back and I perform it for myself, because it's old, I perform it for myself. It still hits. The lyrics still hit till today, and got a ton of energy, emotion. I can listen to it and hear what I was going through at the time. And that's a very, very good one. And then number 1 is a song I haven't released yet, and I've been teasing it, even though it's taken me forever to get it out there. It's called Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down the best song I've ever written.
Hands
down. There's nothing that's going to beat it. I'll stand by it. It's hands down the best song I've ever written.
Wow. I like that. How do you know when you're up, when your work is done? Is it a feeling that you get, for me, when I'm working on something, I'm super, I'm oh, I'm a perfectionist. I don't know when to stop, but then I kind of okay, Meosha, I cannot work on this anymore. It's done. I got to move on.
I've been in that seat for a really long time. I had to sort of figure out how to take myself out of the element.
Right.
and how to look at it from a simple perspective. As far as a song goes, I have to pretty much go down a checklist. Does the music sound good? Yes. Do the lyrics sound good? Yes. Your vocals, are they good? Do you have enough? Like, does it have enough composure? And then finally, it comes down, how about the mix and the master? If those four things are checked, then the song is done. Because I could rewrite a song for years. I've done it. Some of the songs that I've released in 2019, 2020, I wrote in 2012.
Oh, wow.
They've gone through changes and everything like that. And taking the perfectionism out of the artwork, I think, is important. I also think it's important to understand, like, it doesn't have to stop here. This doesn't have to be your greatest masterpiece. And you're never going to be the judge if it's your greatest or not. You know, when the Mona Lisa was painted, he didn't sit there and say, this is my best work yet. He just painted the Mona Lisa, and everyone else said, this is your best work yet.
Right. I love that. No, I find it interesting, the process. I think every artist or every creative, I think we're all creatives. That's why the show is called Creative to Creators. We all have a process, and we all have something that we're here to share and do, and the talents that we have. I just find it very fascinating. Okay, I have a fun question for you.
Before that, so I want to know, what can I know about you? Because you're right, it is creators to creators, and you're a creator. So tell me a little bit about you and your work.
Oh man, I just really think that we're here to create and share our gifts and talents with the world, because we only get one go around. I'm a filmmaker. I started out doing cinematography, moved into directing. That was what I wanted to do, was be like a Roger Deakins,
Mm-hmm.
Sicario cinematographer, one of the best cinematographers of all time, Prisoners, so many others. Um, and after that, I think as you get older with time and just, living life, things kind of change. It doesn't mean you're not doing your thing. It's just, it changes shapes. Like now I want to do directing and I have a story. I think we all have stories to tell. So I got into directing, got into writing, and started my own production company where I've worked along with many talented, filmmakers, and I'm also part of Organization of Women in Film. I just been kind of a person that's like, I just never take no for an answer, and I just find a way and do it. That's just how I am.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, I really love what I do. I really enjoy the process of talking to people like yourself and just getting to know, like other creatives that are just sharing their light with the world. I think that's what it's all about at the end of the
Awesome.
day.
Do you have anything I can watch?
Oh yeah, I have an action film if you're into action.
Ooh, oh, absolutely.
Um, um,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's called Anatomy of an Anti-Hero. Um,
Ooh,
Redemption. Sorry, that was a cat. The cat.
that's fine. I like pets.
Yeah, me too. That's on, gosh, Tubi, DVD, Blu-ray. We shot some of it in France and most of it California, San Diego to be exact.
Okay.
So my first time doing martial arts, directing a martial arts movie, and it was very daunting, but I had a great time. And I was honored when they, told me, I want you to direct. And I was like, okay, guys. But I had a great time. It was one of my uh I guess my directorial debut film. So yeah, that's out. Hope you
Film's
like
great. I'm gonna
it.
love the film.
Thank you. I have
I'm gonna watch it.
there's no wrong answer, I promise. No wrong answer, but I love asking this question. The three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Do I have to choose?
Just one.
I assume I have to choose.
Yes.
Uh, and I can't be philosophical about it. So they're all the same thing, aren't they?
Technically.
They're all the same thing. Money gets you power and respect. Respect. I guess respect at the end of the day doesn't get you money or power, so that's out, right? Because if you get money and power's out. As much as I hate money, I have to choose money
Hey,
because the money gets you both of them.
exactly. It
It's
does.
just it's a force. It's like that's the decision that gets you everything.
Yeah.
Money. This
It,
sucks.
I think it's money is a good thing. I think society says it's a bad, is a bad thing or power is terrible. I think anything could get to our heads if we're praised enough, right?
I think I personally view money as something that you only need, and then it's kind of like a gateway to this other world out there, right? Because money's going, if you get a lot of money tomorrow, it's going to change you.
Oh yeah.
It just has to. And if you lose a lot of money tomorrow, it's also going to change you.
Yes.
It doesn't just change you though, it changes the people around you. Money changes, and that's the thing with money. But you need it.
You need it to survive. I mean, that's just what it is. I personally love money. I think money's a great thing. It's a great
Money
answer.
open money opens doors.
It really does. I
Money
literally,
gets that movie filmed.
yeah, I literally went to a premiere with Eric Roberts, who I've worked with so many times. He's actually in that movie too.
Okay.
We went to the premiere and you see the movie. It's huge. It has this big budget, like $10 million, something like that. It was amazingly shot. And you're thinking, money gets you anything. It's really the director, first time director. No one really gets a $10 million. Usually first time directors don't get that. I mean, that's just kind of how the business goes. But then he said how he got the money, and I was like, aha, makes sense. He's has money. You know, when you have it,
He
you
has money.
create
You
anything.
get There's no door when you have money.
Right.
It's just a hallway.
Right.
I
Literally.
probably shouldn't say that. I'll get blackballed before I even get
Oh man. So what's your process when it comes to creating music? Like what's that like? What do you do? Walk me through that. I find that fascinating.
the literal process or the philosophical process. I might be deeper than most people realize.
So what's your sign?
Yes.
Virgo,
No.
Taurus.
Nope. I am a bona fide Leo.
Leo. Oh, no wonder. It makes sense. No wonder.
Does it?
No.
I betray my sign more than anything.
No. I either thought first of all, I thought Virgo because of like how like you know what you want, and then I thought, well, he has a little sass. I like it, and that's a Leo. Because Aries, myself, I see.
See? Instant connection.
Yeah, we love each other.
It just works out.
Perfect. It's
You
perfect.
can put up with my BS and I don't know, you're just you.
We're just crazy. No, just kidding, just kidding. No. Um, yeah, what's your process like? You could, whatever, however long you want to talk about
Okay,
it.
I'll give you two answers. So the literal process is I start with instrumental, come up with a catchy hook. Then I write the song from there. Lay it down, record the song, and I make the song. Song's made, right? Then I'll send that to a producer and be like, okay, this is what I want. But the song's made, but I'm not happy with it. So I send it out. This is what I want. Then we go back and forth until it's really what I want. Comes back, I re-record the vocals, and then send it out to mix, send it out to master. Now it's a 50-50 flowing clip. It's a coin flip. If I send it out to another producer and do it again, I swear to you, this could happen 2 more times. But I've learned over the past 2 or 3 years to just let it happen once. So that's when it's done, when it gets mixed, and I send it over to Sterling in New Jersey, and they master it. And that's how I make a song. But the philosophical question is generally how it works is I get frustrated or I have an ironic idea. Something happens with the world and I'm like, I don't like that. Then I start to internalize it. Then I end up writing and I'm like, this needs to be a song. And then I start that process.
Love that.
So that beginning, like I can't just sit down and be like, okay, I need to release a new song now. No, there's like a candle inside that the wick can kind of just the wick can burn out, and I need to wait for that wick to regenerate. Once that wick regenerates, then the fire can burn again. And once the fire burns, there's nothing stopping me. It's just a straight line.
Love that. I love that.
It's a weird image, right? It's a candle inside.
No, that's great. That's brilliant. Are you working on anything now that you would like to share with our audience?
Yes.
Peek of something, maybe, perhaps.
Did you say a peek of something?
Yeah, sneak peek.
No sneak peeks, but I will talk about it. Like I said, I mentioned Mania. So currently my project is I want to make a short film, and it's like a short film / music video. So it's longer than a regular 2 to 3 minute music video. And I already have this wonderful idea, and I've been throwing scenes at some of the people on the pre-production side. I don't have a movie filming team to do this, so it's me. So I bounce it off of some people I know, and they either love the idea or they hate it. The general idea, and I'll say it now, so if someone ends up making it, they stole it from me. But the idea is that the internet is not a real place. And I want to, like I said, I always move with a message. I want to put on blast the irony that is the internet, and how someone can pretty much make a living off of not being creative at all. That's the main theme of it. And I love it. And I will name a couple of tracks that are on this little project. One of them is named Perfect. One of them is named Mania. One of them is named Breathe. And one of them is named I Don't Care What You Think. So just out of that, you already know there's an EP amount, and there's more. But, I got to get it filmed. I don't know if I'm going to do it myself. I'm waiting for a certain camera to be released this month.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'd rather just have someone else help me shoot it. Like, it's the bottom line.
That's exciting. Well, congrats on that. It's exciting.
Oh, it hasn't happened yet, but I will take the pre-congratulations.
What? You're funny. Have you ever done stand-up?
Nah. I've done improv, but not stand-up.
You guys do everything. Come on.
I do improv. It's just, why do stand-up? Like, it's one of those things where I'm going to admit, I think I'm funny. My life is a daily sitcom. It's a daily sitcom if you hang out with me. It's like when Kramer walks into, Jerry Seinfeld's apartment. It's just moments like that daily.
I love it.
But then it's like, I don't know what would be funny at stand-up, because this is normal. I'll just go on stage and be myself. And imagine how I would feel if that's not funny. I'm saying, like, I don't think this is funny at all. Whoa, I'm probably not funny. I quit.
For those out there listening, those listeners out there that want to get into music, want to be a composer, want to just get into the business at all, what advice would you give to them?
Don't.
Of course. Perfect. And that's our show, folks.
No more competition. I'm kidding. No, listen, I'll tell it to you. I'll tell it to you straight. Advice: if you really want to get into music, I mean, you can do it two ways. You can do it the free way, or you can do it the money way. The money way is your easiest bet. I'm disgusted by the money way, but at the same time, I love it because it's like the same thing. You can get it depends on what kind of music you want made. Like, you can get a beat made, you can get a composition made, sing on it, rap on it, do whatever it is you do on it, and then get that onto distribution sites. It's not that hard. The world is perfect for people who want to get into music. It's all out there. Don't care so much about the money coming in, because, well, most people don't make money from streaming and things like that. But you can go do shows. You can just share it amongst the internet. Like, the platforms are all there. You would need something else, though. You can't just make music and put it out there. That's what I do. And, if I can go back, I probably wouldn't do that. But this is the path I'm on, and this is the path I'm going to stay on. I'm not all about social media and things like that. So I stick to, hey, I want you to know me as an entertainer. I want you to know me as somebody who's doing this stuff in the real world, and not just on social media. I don't want to get hacked one day and then I lose everything I've worked for.
Right.
But that's sort of the money way. It is easy to hire the people to get the job done and push yourself out there. The free way is a little harder, but I respect it a bit more.
Yep.
And you might get a little bit further doing it the free way. Make it yourself. Yep. Make it yourself. Every tool that you need to make music is available at like Target and Amazon and things like that. You don't have to be intimidated. You can get what you need. You can learn on YouTube.
It's true.
And you can make songs. Start with one song and then share it on the internet. Don't share it with your friends, because they're just going to be your friend. Don't share it with your family. They're going to be your family, but share it with strangers on the internet and they will tell you the truth. Don't read comments though. Comments are hurtful, man. I'll tell you, they hurt so much.
The music, I bet it's the social media is like evil when it comes to
It
comments.
is.
Like, whoa.
It's like all of the people who love, like, if you ever hear my song, listeners, I'm talking directly to you. If you ever hear my song and you like what I do even a little bit, leave a nice comment, because the only people who speak up are people who want me to fade away from this world.
Is that wild? It's so weird.
It's crazy. Like, what emotional response do you have to get from a song and a music video to be like, this is trash, you should KY? Like, what did I do to you?
I think it's just a lot of bullying and social media. Honestly, I blame social media. People are just bored. And I think after COVID, everything's kind of just went like everything's just so different now. Like everyone's more meaner. It's weird.
Would you like to know my thoughts? I have a lot of time to think. My thought on that is, like, you're right. COVID, it made a lot of extroverts, stay home, and we don't really know how to, like, talk to people the same way on the internet, because we're used to eye contact, we're used to handshakes, we're used to little taps on the shoulder to show, like, hey, that was funny, like, you're honest person, I like you. Like, that's extrovert, ability. Like, that's our activity when we're outside. On the internet, we're like, say something that you think is funny, they're like, that's so rude. I'm like, it's a joke. But introverts, and especially people who have sort of spent most of their life with the internet available, they grew up on the internet as a society. They know how to live in this societal world, but at the same time, they take this stuff very, very serious. That leads back into the short film / music video I want to make. Like, it's not a real place. The real place is out there. Right. This internet is not that serious. It was originally supposed to be this place where you can get information freely, but then it became, your number one source of entertainment, and then it became people's lives. How mean of a person do you have to be to hide behind anonymity on a place that's not real?
That's right. Very true. Very true.
But I'm not a smart person, so that leaves that.
No, thank you for that advice. That's great advice. I always say that, if you love something and you'll never stop doing what you love. Like, at least that's what I believe. And
I agree.
Yeah, just find that thing that makes your heart beat.
Sorry. Yes. Because what you just said brought up something interesting. Someone once asked me, this isn't about me, I promise. Someone once asked me, how do you know when to quit? The first thought in my mind was, well, for a creative like you and me, I think that's impossible. Because even if we stop showing the world that our creations, we're still creating. We still do it for ourselves. We don't quit. I assume, I may be assuming, but there must have been days where you were just like, oh, I wish I can just give this up and do something else, something different.
Definitely.
But
Definitely in the beginning, for sure, because of the, casting couch, all the bull crap of Hollywood that you have to go through to get out, to find your true tribe. Yeah, it's a difficult journey, but yeah, I love it.
How do you know when to quit?
I think this is, well, not think, I definitely know this is my purpose, and this is what I'm here to do, and I'm going to do it until it's over,
And it's hard to envision a life without doing it, right?
Oh yeah.
I think that's a very hard question to ask a creative person, just somebody who creates. I think for somebody who works like a corporate job, the answer is pretty simple: when I make enough money to retire.
Which is like never. See, the society, how they do, like, it's crazy. This could be a whole nother podcast episode.
It could be.
No, but seriously, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your journey and making us laugh and just think a little bit out of our day, and for your time. So, where can people find you on social media to follow everything that you have going on?
Can't. No, I'm kidding. I'm there. It's sometimes I wish. No, I'm joking. It's at symbol Belle Vex everywhere. That's BELLEVEX. And I wrote that backwards to the camera. But but you can, I am fortunate enough to have started this so long ago that that's what it is everywhere. You can find me at just the artist name everywhere. Now, if you ever forget that, you could just Google me. It's all over the place. I have more exposure on Google than anything. That's always my fallback when someone tries to look down on me. Oh, well, you're not as big as so and so. I mean, Google me, I guess. I don't know. You.
That's so great. I love it. Google the band. Google. That's right.
Google. You'll find me. I'm there.
No, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you for your time and come back anytime, please. And in a different setting, I promise.
Well, thank you for having me, first and foremost. And second, I would love to come back whenever. Maybe we'll shoot a film together. I don't want to do any director's work.
Hey, I'm your mouth to God's ears. So thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.